Good morning or afternoon or evening, wherever this video is finding you in your day. I hope it's finding you so well. I just want to say thank you so much for taking a couple minutes and just watching this video. It means a lot to me. I'm really excited to share it with you. It's honestly just like my baby. I've had this photo business for about 5 years now, and I think it's so incredible that I've done hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of family photo sessions or all types of sessions. And I've had a lot of success by using just one preset, which I think is incredible. It's really helped me to like streamline my back end and not get like lost in the sauce of all the different presets that are available to us on the market. There's so many, and there's just so many just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful like editing styles, and I'm just like happy with this. It feels good, and like why I started this business was to get my get my time back. Like I have three itty bitty babies. Well, they're not babies. So I have three, 5 and under, and yeah, I mean, the whole reason I started this was so that I could spend time with my family, and having just this really like pared down editing process it's been really, really helpful. So I really hope that you find this helpful too. There's so much available out there, and I just wanted to like just show you what this preset can do in different situations. And feel free to reach out with any questions whatsoever. I'm absolutely here for you. I'm just, again, really excited to be sharing, giving back. This has been an incredible journey for me, my photography journey, and I'm just ready to share what I've learned. So I'm using one preset. Like I said, this is going to be the pack right here, Sarah Price presets. There's a lot of fun ones in there that you can like play around with. Yeah, have fun playing around with them. I am using the Freedom Edit for 99.9% of my photos. So I'm just going to click through and show you how it works. I'm going to start with one that maybe if you were to throw in a photo, you would click it and be like, ooh, maybe this isn't going to work for me. It will. Like I said, it works for everything. Okay, Freedom Edit. It's really dark. So if it's looking something kind of crazy like this, just bump up the exposure until that feels pretty good. I always say exposure and then temperature first. So bring the temperature back down. I maybe sometimes maybe I shoot a little bit on the warmer side. I'm not sure, but I do find myself bring the temperature down a little bit. So yeah, I mean, that looks good to me. And then I always love to bring the sky back. Let's go ahead and do that. You can do a linear gradient, or the new Lightroom tools are great. You can just go ahead and select the sky with the Lightroom tools. So I'm just going to go ahead and bring the highlights down, the exposure down, bump up the saturation, and cool down the sky. And that's what that's going to look like. And then, okay, let's go to the next. So it's just like such a cute little baby. Just going to hit Freedom Edit, click that. And then this one just needs to bring highlights down, exposure down. And if you want, you can like bump up the shadows. I do that a lot too. Kind of helps pull some of the color back from the eyes. So I'm getting over a little cold too. So I'm a little nasally than I normally sound. Okay, Freedom Edit. I am going to crop in on this. A lot of this is just one click. I mean, I would honestly just be happy sending this over to a client. I think it looks great. But I'll just go ahead and bump up the shadows a little bit, maybe add a little more saturation. And then I would go in and do the sky a little bit to bring some color there. So I'm going to just select the whole sky, bring the exposure down. The sky was a little funky in this session. This was wildfire season. So you can kind of see there's like this golden glow above the mountains, and it was really hazy. So it looks hazy in this photo. That's because it was. So I love this. This is really worth mentioning. This Freedom Edit is going to work with all different types of skin tones, which is super, super, super important. I don't know if you've ever had a preset that you go ahead and apply and it looks great for, one type of skin tone, but then you have maybe somebody who's like more paler complected or more melanated. And so this is really, really versatile. Once again, I'm seeing I need to bump up the exposure on this, maybe bring the shadows up, and then I'm going to go ahead and cool it off until it feels close to what, her skin looks like in person. And then I would probably go ahead and bring the sky back a little bit with that. These are more sort of examples of that. I'll go ahead and I'll just hit it. Why not? Freedom Edit. saturation, exposure, bump up the exposure, bring up the shadows, maybe a little saturation, bring that down, and then go ahead and do the sky. Okay, let's do this one. This is a fun one. Freedom edit. And maybe with this one or the next one, I'll show you just how you can go a little deeper. So freedom edit. I'm going to up the exposure, maybe bring the shadows up, and then I'm going to bring the temperature down. Just tweak, tweak, tweak till it looks right. Okay, so that's feeling a little better to me. Maybe up the saturation. Let's do the sky. So this is one of, going a step deeper, doing the sky. Bring the highlights down, temperature. And once you have this set up too, you'll have a lot of images in the same series, right? So then you can go ahead and copy and paste the adjustments that you've made onto the next photo. So we got that. And maybe on this, sometimes at the beach, what I'll do is I'll select the background and I'll bring the highlights back down. And that's because the sand can look a little bit like washed out to me. So you can do that. This one, maybe I'll just bring up the saturation to make that green pop a little bit more. Another way that you could do that, if you didn't want to go ahead and select the background, you can go down here to this HSL panel and you'll see green. I'm on the saturation, green, and you can up it that way. That's another way to do it. Let's go to the next photo. I'm just going to do a couple more for you guys. Please, again, do not hesitate to reach out if you have any specific questions, if this is going to work for you. I really think that it will. So freedom edit. Let's go ahead and up that. Shadows, maybe cool it down a little bit. Let's do a little more of the shadows. I love this too. You see the sun peeking out. Let's go ahead and emphasize that with a radial gradient, bumping up the warmth, and then I would go and probably hit the sky a little bit more, bring it down. I'll just keep cruising along. Let's just do a couple more. Freedom edit, and bring the shadows up, saturation. Another one that I would go ahead and do the radial gradient and the sky. Ooh, it's so fun. When I started editing, it was so fun. I didn't really mind sitting in front of the computer and tweaking and tweaking and tweaking, but as I've grown in my business, I'm really I love simplifying things. I love just being able to deliver the same product, but in a fraction of the amount of time. And that's what I really hope that Freedom Edit can do for you. I hope that it can just help you to just really par down that time that you're spending in front of the computer so that you can get time back doing the things that you really want. They're, probably the reason that you started photography in the first place. Yeah, some of these I've been doing so many of them too, so I can see, and you'll do this too, but I can just see that this is almost a one click for me. When I'm shooting, you'll just get familiar with the light. I mean, it is so versatile, and you'll be able, I've used it for hundreds of sessions. You'll be able to make it work for every single session, but then you'll start seeing how you can photograph in a way that it can just be one click. And so I can just see just the way that this is shot. I know that it's going to be really close to a one click for me. And I'm going to bump up the exposure, maybe. And yeah, that just that looks good to me. I love the warmth in it. It has just a nice feel to it. And that's another, this was a one click. And then what I did is maybe pulled some warmth back over in this corner for fun. This was just kind of a fun one. This was another one click with Freedom Edit. One click. I'm just going to bump it up a little bit. And depending on what you like maybe you love grain, you can go back up, add some grain in there. That looks fun. And then, tweak it as you see fit. And then go, if you know that you like grain in all your photos, we'll take this preset and then go to develop and hit new preset. And it will save, your settings. So you can have it. And yeah, what else do I want to share? If there's anything, any questions, anything you'd like to see, please reach out. I'm just excited to just be in this new chapter of sharing. And there was a time when I would have, I felt like I would never share my editing secrets, my secret sauce, the preset that I use. And I am just so far from that person anymore. I want to share. I want things to be easier and simpler for you so that you can just pour into your family and pour into yourself. Like, have some of this time that you're editing to pour into yourself. Like, I just think that photography is just such a cool, it's such a cool profession, or like, it's such a cool journey. And I'm here. I'm here for you. My last thing I want to show you, just wanted to show you real quick, because this is going to be the preset pack that you get when you purchase the Freedom Edit. So I haven't even decided on how much, but I'm thinking like $25, something like that, something really approachable. All right, and then you will, yeah, I might change some of these names, but I just wanted to kind of show you what it looks like. So, like, backlit sunrise looks like that. I'm just going to kind of click through. Coquina sunset. Some of these, I use the Freedom Edit for all of my portrait work, but then I've kind of made all of my drone work too, but I've also made some of these extra like presets that work really well for my drone shots. And this one right here, Florida Greens. This one is really good for keeping the skin tones in some of those like really heavy green, like kind of like jungly vibe places. Like, I shoot at Washington Oaks a lot. That one can work really well there. Washington Oaks is a beautiful like oak tree park close to my house. And then this would probably work well. Like, I remember we lived back in Colorado. There's a lot of green. So yeah, natural and clean. I've been playing around with some more just clean edits for in-home newborn shoots. So that might be something that would be fun for you too. But again, what this video is about, and what this whole preset offering is about, is this Freedom Edit. So I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you so much.